These three things I'm about to share with you is the reason why 90% of realtors fail in their first 2 years in the business. Stick around so you don't make these same mistakes. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. If you don't know who I am, my name is Aram. I'm a real estate agent and investor here in the Chicagoland area, and I come to you twice a week with some type of valuable content, whether it's a vlog, I talk about my investment properties, or being a real estate agent and making well over 6 figures year over year. So that's what I bring to the table. If you enjoy the content, just like, comment, subscribe. Every single comment from you will get a reply from me, and I mean every single one of them, because small channel, we have to do big channel things here, okay? Now that being said, let's get down to business and go over the 3 things that lead to 90% of realtors failing within 2 years of being in the business. That is astronomical. That means if 10 people get their real estate license, only one of them is still selling real estate at the beginning of year 3, and that doesn't mean they're top producers. That means they still have an active real estate license. And here's the one thing that's going to make this video different than any other video you're going to see. I'm going to give you solutions to item 1, especially 2, and 3. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you get the most value and impact from what I'm about to share with you. Let's get down to the very first one. I believe this is the biggest deal, okay? Having false expectations, and I'm going to relate it to being an actor, right? Let's say you want to be an actor. You're like, oh, I want to be on camera. I want to be looking cool, blah, blah, blah. And then you become an actor and you realize 90% of your job is waiting around like this for the director to say action, and then you get to act, right? So 10% of your job is acting, 90% is waiting around. Real estate, while you're not waiting around, you should know it's not it's not really real estate. 80% of the time, you're not doing anything real estate related. You're trying to generate business. You're trying to get your taxes in order. You're trying to budget for your business. You're trying to find new lead gen methods. There's a majillion things you're going to be doing 80% of the time that does not involve you negotiating for business, going on listing appointments, or showing houses. So make sure that you don't have the false expectation that, hey, I'm going to get into the business, I'm going to get a bunch of clients right away by doing absolutely nothing. This is a very difficult business to get started. You need to know that going in, so when you start facing obstacles and problems along the way that you did not anticipate, you don't panic and quit. That's what happens. A lot of realtors get their license and they think, hey, it's going to be super easy. I saw the $1 Million Listing Show. It's awesome. People call you. You list it. You join a brokerage. They're going to give you incredible training. No, no, and no. Let me give you the real truth about getting into real estate. You're going to get your license. It's going to cost about $1,200 to $1,800. You're going to join a brokerage, and you're going to realize nobody, and I mean nobody, gives a damn about your success but you. The training that you will be given won't matter. It's not going to really be effective in the real world, if you even get any. It's going to be cookie cutter stuff, unless you want to pay for thousands of dollars of coaching on the side, which most of the time is also a scam. And you're going to go through failure after failure. No one's going to want to work with you because you have no training, no experience, ... Just like any other person starting a business. And you need to know that going in. And I'm not saying this to scare you away. And if it is, maybe this isn't the industry for you. I'm saying that to prepare you so you can mentally be ready for the battle you're about to go on. Now, I will tell you this, on the bright side, once you make it through the building your business phase of your career, your journey, your whatever, right? It's magical. It's so easy. It's painless. It's a good life. But those first 2 to 4 years, you're going to struggle a little bit. Just be ready for it. Understand there's not a lot of training. A lot of it's going to come down to you. It's owning a business, so you are going to do everything a business owner does on a daily basis. Point blank period. And you'll be working a lot more than you think, and you will have a lot less free time than you think. A lot of people don't want to tell you that. I don't know why. I don't know why. But that's not all to be negative, okay? I share that with you, and you should have the following perspective on it, which is what I had. If 90% of realtors fail because they have false expectations, if you just prepare yourself better, you are already better than the 90%. Now, I'm going to stop harping on that point, but don't have false expectations, please. It'll cost you too much money. Moving on. Number 2, and this is a mistake I made. I wish I didn't even know this until 2-3 weeks ago, okay, of at least how to solve this issue. But this was a simple one. Number 2 is no money. Because the barrier to entry to real estate is so low, people usually starting in real estate are people who don't have a lot of money to start a business. And that is, I don't want to say a recipe for disaster, but obviously it's not ideal, right? Now, I started with no money. I started with $3,700 in my checking account. That's all the money I had. And I literally quit my job. I had no backup plan. I ended up having to drive Uber just to stay in business. But the reason a lot of realtors fail is because they have the false expectation they're going to make a lot of money real quick. The barrier to entry is very low. And when they don't make money for 6 months and they still have to pay rent on month 7, they have no choice but to quit or get a part-time job, which then becomes a full-time job, which then you're way too tired to go do real estate and all the hard work that requires to build that business, and you end up letting it go, and then your license expires. So if you're going to get started in real estate, don't make the mistake of not having enough capital, okay? You need to start studying business, not real estate, business. How do business owners operate? And they need to have working capital. Without working capital, you're useless, okay? So if you don't have working capital, there's going to be a link in the description where I'm going to personally help you get working capital if it makes sense for you. If you need to get into real estate, understand that if you start with just $6,000 in your bank account, you have a much lower chance of succeeding than if you start with $60,000 in your bank account. You know why? Because now you can start exploring different marketing strategies and actually spend the money you need to get results. For the easiest one could be, if you have 60 grand, then guess what? You could just spend 5 grand on Zillow leads, and I promise you, you're going to do some closings, right? Easy as that. You can spend 5 grand on Facebook. I promise you, you're going to get leads. You can send mailers. I promise you, you're going to get leads, right? But how do you get the initial 60,000? If you don't already have it, there are programs out there for new business owners that can give you working capital, initial funding to get you off the ground. Now, there's 2 programs I recently discovered that I can help you with. It's either a line of credit, interest-free for 6, 12, or 18 months. Now, you do need to have a good credit score for this, like 700 or higher. Unfortunately, if it's lower, I simply don't know how to help you, but I'm sure there will be programs out there for you. Just make sure they're not like predatory lending, right? So you can get this line of credit to get your business off and running with, like, say, $50,000 line of credit, which you can now spend on business generating activities, okay, which is, if you need to buy material, you need to spend it on advertising, equipment to do your, content, whatever. You now have the money to do it, and that way you can still always pull from it to cover your business expenses and keep your savings for your personal expenses. And if this allows you to stay in business for just an extra 1 year, that could be the difference maker. So there will be a link in the description where you can fill out an application. I can let you know, hey, this is how much you qualify for. This is how much I could get you. It won't make sense for everybody, so I can't help everybody. But if it makes sense for you and I can show you how to spend the money, then I'll be able to approve the loan and you could get it. If I can't justify you getting it, I'm sorry, I'm not going to, because I'm not here trying to screw people. I'm actually trying to help you. So that's reason number 2, not having enough working capital. Reason number 3. This is a big one, and it's so simple. I mentioned before that this is a very difficult business, and it is. But it is a very simple one, and I'll give you the formula. How many people can you meet per day, per month, per week, per year, whatever? I said that backwards. It's a numbers game. So how many new people can you meet a day? And how do you meet new people? By doing lead generation. So number 3 reason why most realtors will fail and continue to fail is their poor, ineffective daily schedule. And I'm about to lay it down for you. Very passionate about it. If you ever get on a coaching call with me, which that link is also in the description, it's $150. For that hour that you have with me, one of the things I'm going to stress with you is building a daily schedule that incorporates lead gen on a consistent basis every single day in your schedule that you can follow with your personality, your structure, if you have a job at 6, whatever, right? Molding it to fit you. But having an effective, efficient daily schedule will change your business forever. And here's why. It will allow you to be consistent. That's it. Consistency is the glue to success. If I just do one thing once, if I'm not consistent with it, okay, I only did one deal, boom, you're not gonna make a lot of money. But if you can stay on schedule, which means, hey, and you treat it like a job. Your daily schedule is like your job. If your boss tells you to get to work at 8 a.m., your ass will be at work at 8 a.m. So you got to be your own boss to force yourself to get to work at whatever time your schedule says. That's number one, and follow it to a T. Number two, make sure that lead gen is actually worked in there. I cannot tell you how many times people have DM'd me, Aram, I'm not getting clients. It's been 9 months in the business. Nobody's calling me. How do I get business? I ask them, tell me about your daily schedule. So their reply was, oh, you know, I wake up in the morning, I read this, then I go to the office, I look at the houses on the market, I study the market, then I talk to my broker, then I go on this coaching call, then I look at YouTube, then I read more articles, then I look at the market again, then I drive around. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you reading articles? Why are you looking at the market? Why are you checking your emails? You have no clients. Nowhere in your daily schedule was there lead generation. So how can you get business if there is no business generation in your daily schedule? Just think about it, right? So that is all. Those three things combined will completely change the trajectory of your career. If you go in with false expectations, no working capital, and you don't have a daily schedule built for success, which will allow you to be consistent, then it's just inevitable. You're going to fail, or you're going to struggle for 4, 5, 6, 7 years just doing 2 to 6 deals a year. That's not what we want. Nobody gets into real estate, watches a YouTube video of me just to make 3 to 5, 6 deals a year. That's not enough. You guys are trying to build your way to wealth, right? You're tired of making 60, 80, hell, even 90 grand a month. Hell, even, a year, or 150 grand a year. You want to be your own boss. You want to build your own business. You want to have freedom, right? You actually want to make unlimited amount of income. That's why we get into this business, right? But if you don't know these 3 things, and you mess it up before you even get a chance, I think that's wrong. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please tell me in the comments. I really need this from you guys, okay? Don't just click away. I need to tell me in the comments, of these 3 things, if you are a new agent, which one caught you off guard? You're like, oh damn, I didn't know that was a problem. And if you have been in the business for a year, tell me honestly in the comments, did you have false expectations? What were they? How much money did you start with? Was that enough? And of course, what was your daily schedule? That being said, thank you everybody for watching. If you're interested in more like hands-on coaching, I have a 1-hour coaching call I do in the description, links below. Or if you want, you could get on the Patreon, which is honestly the better deal. For $10 a month, I'm on there every Thursday, 10 a.m. Central, answering all of your questions. And we pre-record the call and we upload it. If that interests you, please join it. If not, I wish you all the best. Please have a great day. Catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.